Grace has found me just as I am, empty-handed but alive.
While I'm not going to come here and say EFCC free Verydarkman, no, I'm not going to do that. Why? Because you must free him. Why must you free him? Because Yaya Bello is still free. He's still working freely, chilling at home. Why? Because Okowa is still chilling. He's a new creature now, Abi. He's still chilling at home, not in your detention. So the fact is, whatever reasons you must have picked him, I don't think can be equated to that of Yaya Bello. So that is why I know you will free him. And secondly, the citizens are going to speak with one voice. They are going to speak with one voice. And you will get to know how powerful the voice of the citizens are. So whatever it is, one day is enough time to present him to court and let him go. Just like other politicians are chilling as well. Seriously, he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. And again, why is this method of arrest different from that of a politician, a corrupt politician? He doesn't deserve an invitation, right? He just, what he deserves is whisking away. He doesn't deserve an invitation like the way you invite other politicians to come because you don't know his address or he's in hiding. Is it not funny? Seriously. And why is it that in the midst of all this, you guys are now beginning to play demigods? You feel that the public doesn't deserve a press release from you people? Is it not? Look, how do you actually see the citizens of this country? Well, the fact is, I believe the citizens are going to speak with one voice, and you will know that what is good for the goose is good for the ganders. And just like I said, he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. So if you're going to come for anybody, you should equally know that you are not selective in any form, and any other person that is supposed to face the law is equally facing the law at the moment, the ones we know, because we know a lot that their cases are still lingering for like years now. I think when it comes to them now, their cases are usually hard to prove, Abi. But when it comes to a common man, it's very easy to prove. Well, the common man is what makes you people relevant, and you will know that.
They fear not the man with power, but the man with purpose. Not the liar in high office, but the truth in raw skin. They dragged him, blindfolded him, and called it arrest. But we call it abduction, because EFCC, you didn't come with warrant, you came with violence. You didn't seek justice, you silenced it. You didn't protect the law, you broke it. Free Verydarkman, because justice does not wear a blindfold to protect the guilty. Free him, because his voice was not the crime the silence of your system is. And GTBank, you opened the door to his cage. You weren't just a bank that day, you were the bait, the trap, and the accomplice. You held his freedom and handed it over. This is not just about Verydarkman. It's about every Nigerian with no platform, no camera, and no crowd. Because if a lion is hunted in the daylight, what becomes of the lion? Free him. Because we will not be silent. We will not be scared. We will fight for justice. Free him. Because justice is not a threat. It's a right. Free Verydarkman.
So this video is directed to EFCC, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. It took me more than 24 hours to make this video because I have been expecting your statement. For those of you who do not know, Verydarkman, who is a Nigerian activist, was arrested in Nigeria yesterday after he went to GTBank to file a complaint. If you know how I make my content, I always talk with a fact. So there have been unnecessary charges on his mother's bank account for a loan she did not opt for. And yesterday he decided to go to GTBank to check his mother's bank statement because she did not register or collect any loan. And he made this post on his Instagram page yesterday tagging GTBank. Today, GTBank released the CCTV footage of Verydarkman leaving the bank premises to Vanguard News saying, watch evidence showing that Verydarkman was not apprehended in GTBank. I don't want to go for GTBank because GTBank is obviously not an authority. It is a business organization. Now let's talk about EFCC. Why did you arrest or detain Verydarkman, and why is it taking you so long to release a statement? Because all the information we are receiving on social or seeing on social media right now is either from the eyewitnesses, from his relatives, or from people that are just saying their opinions. Why did you arrest him? What is the offense? Is he guilty or not? Let me tell you this, we know operation when we see one. I am not sent myself, he is not sent, and nobody is sent. Why did you arrest Verydarkman? Come out and talk. Silent treatment will not work in this situation. We will not let this slide. And do not forget, we know operation when we see one. Therefore, release Verydarkman.
Martin Vincent Otse, commonly known as Verydarkman or VDM, was arrested 2 days ago. He allegedly was arrested at a GTBank branch in Abuja. His lawyer, Deji, stated that Verydarkman was apprehended by police. He was apprehended shortly after he arrived at the bank, and he was there to address alleged unauthorized transactions from his mother's account, which he shared on his Instagram. Let this sink in. Another activist, or online police as he calls it, arrested. No charges, no explanation, no rights read out, just gone. This isn't about defamation. This is about silencing voices that speak too loudly. This is about using institutions like banks, police, and courts as tools of intimidation. But guess what? You can't arrest us all. You can lock him up, but you can't shut all of us up. To the powers that are behind Verydarkman's arrest, people are watching now, and we will not blink. Free him, or at least do the bare minimum and release an official statement on why you've detained him. Hamdiya Sidi Sharif was an 18-year-old girl, an activist that spoke out, and she was detained just because she did so. I'm not going to assume that this case as well is about freedom of speech, as it is clearly stated out in our constitution, section 39, subsection 1 and 2, that every Nigerian has the right to criticize the government. So release a statement. Tell us why. Who's next? Could be me, could be you.
In short, Nigerians, my fellow compatriots, it's no more free Verydarkman. It's no more going to end there, because EFCC and the judiciary have beaten more than they can chew. If you know me well, I don't dwell on superficial issues. I think it's high time we use this point of convergence, who is Verydarkman, to actually actualize that which Verydarkman has been talking about for a very long time. The EFCC and the judiciary has had enough in that country. The fact is, we're no more going to demand for just the release of Verydarkman, but we're going to demand for the prosecution of all the people that have been indicted by the EFCC. The EFCC will have to prove to us why they turned deaf ears on some people and why some have not been indicted, with the judiciary as well. If the EFCC say it's with the judiciary will now have to come in. They will have to tell us why some people, despite all these corruption allegations, are still working freely. So EFCC, brace up. Judiciary, brace up. We've had enough of your bullshit. Nobody is going to take that anymore. If I must tell you the truth. Why are Okowa's children still working freely? Why is the former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs still not yet indicted? Why is Akpabio not yet indicted? Why did Obukubana chief priest went and spend only a day or two as regards Naira mutilation, and Bobrisky went to for 6 months imprisonment, though it was in a VIP section, right? Why was Imoni invited for the same offense that Bobrisky allegedly committed, and up till today, not in bail? A lot of other. How long are we going to tolerate this selective justice? What is happening with Dasuki case up till now? What is the conclusion in regards that? What is the conclusion in regards Abba Kyari? Why is Mele Kyari, despite all these things, allegations now, yet to be brought in as well? And a lot of other things. Why are the judiciary also sitting down on some of these cases for years. When it comes to a common man that steals 10,000 naira, the case doesn't even last up to a month before he is sentenced. Why are these people still moving here freely? Countless proven allegations, countless charges. And all you people can do is to come and arrest Verydarkman? Well, the fact is you have given us a point of convergence. So I'm saying this thing to all of us that are going to go out and campaign for all these things. It's no more going to be free Verydarkman. It's going to be enough of EFCC rubbish, enough of the judiciary's rubbish. We've had enough in this country. And this is the starting point. This is the starting point. It seems you people will never listen to people gently when people politely watch you to do your corrupt and shady deals. You think people are foolish. But this is the point of convergence. So, you're going to learn. You're going to learn, just like Verydarkman keeps saying, and you're going to learn the hard way. Enough of this. The common man has had enough of this. Your stupidity have pushed people out of the country. Your stupidity have resulted into a lot of unaliving in that country. We're not going to tolerate that anymore. So the fact is, if you like, release Verydarkman or not, but that is even immaterial at this moment. You will free him unconditionally, and you must account for all these people you have failed to bring to book, and you must account for these people that their cases have been lingering. So the fact is, the fight should be EFCC and judiciary. You people must tell us, we've had enough of this rubbish. This is not your country. This is everybody's country. And we are the ones that make you who you are.
I don't know why are Nigerians going for GTBank at the moment, because if you know how the Nigerian system works, you should know GTBank cannot help in this situation. Even if it's true they assisted in the arrest of Verydarkman, EFCC is an authority and it supersedes GTBank, which is a business organization. Let me give you a background story of how they sent a court order to my bank to arrest me when I arrived at the bank. Let me summarize everything. They froze my bank account because a thief broke into someone else's house, robbed an innocent person and stole their credit cards and everything, and then transferred 10,000 naira into my bank account. In the morning, the victims reported the case to police station. Remember, that thief sent 10,000 into my account. So the policeman in charge of the case collected a court order and sent it to my bank, ordering my bank to freeze my account and arrest me upon arrival. Whenever I called any of their branches to ask why they freeze my account, they would ask me to come to their nearest branch. They would repeat the same thing. They cannot explain the situation. I should visit the nearest branch. To wrap the story up, the thief got my account number online. I have this foundation I'm running which is focusing on feeding, especially during Ramadan. And we go for crowdfunding. We post account numbers online. People who want to donate will donate to the account numbers. This incident happened in Ramadan. And when the police were interrogating me, they asked me to provide my bank statement. It was a lot of pages I could remember. It took me a lot of time to even get to the 10,000 naira they are talking about. The reason why I'm giving you this story is that EFCC is an authority and it supersedes GTBank. They can give them order to do anything. So I will not go for GTBank. I would rather wait for EFCC to release their statement and hear their own side of the story. Verydarkman could be arrested anyway, but is he guilty or not? What exactly are the charges?
A very important message, please. Tag who needs to be tagged. Repost it if you have never posted my video. This is my own opinion. I feel the protest will be more resounding if it's done in airports. If it's done in airports. If it's done in airports, this protest will be more resounding. Why am I advocating you shouldn't go to the EFCC? Because to me, the EFCC happens to be just a tool in the hands of these politicians. And anything that doesn't obstruct them, because going to the EFCC now will not obstruct anything they are doing. So, I just feel it will exert more greater momentum if it's done in the airports. Each state have an airport. By the time you are able to make these politicians see you, or a kind of restrict your movement to some certain extent, it will be more resounding. It will be more resounding. It will go more. This is not a fight for just VDM. This is a fight to end injustice and selective justice by EFCC and the judiciary as well. So I just feel this protest will exert more impact if it's done in the airports. If it's done in the airports, I feel it will exert more impact Tag who needs to be tagged. Where are the pressure groups? What are they saying? Nance, what are you saying? And a lot of other people, what are you saying? You're quiet. This is not a one-man show. VDM started this and it's for the goodness of everybody. And I feel we should rally around all this. So I believe there is need to know how to protest, where to protest. Because one of the major reasons why protest doesn't exert greater effect is when you don't know how to do it. So my opinion, my advice, let it be done in the airports. By the time some criminals cannot fly, they will learn, and they will learn the hard way. It's my whole opinion. What do you think?
Da rana na yi bidiyo akan VDM wato Verydarkman, waɗansu shashashu marasa lissafi sun zo comment section ina suna cin ta yaya zan magana mutumin da yake waya addini, mutumin da yake jahili. Na ce ka min comment? Na ce ku min comment? Duk wani ɗan jaka idan ya ƙara zuwa comment section ɗina yayi magana mara kyau akan VDM, wallahi sai na yi posting ɗinka yana tsine maka. Kowa ya sanni a social media ba na zagi, to amma kowa ya tsaya a matsayinsa. Ban ce kowa ya following ɗina ba, haka zalika ban ce kowa ya min comment ba. Idan ka ga magana ta ba ma ba, ka wuce. Idan ka ga magana ta ma, ka tsaya, wannan ra'ayinka ne. Ban roƙi kowa ya bi ni ba, kuma ban roƙi kowa ya comment ba, kuma ban roƙi kowa ya min abin da nake so ba. Wannan bawan Allah yana hannun EFCC a kulle, sai da aka yi masa duka ta yadda ba zai iya magana da mutane ba. Aka kama shi da abokin shi, an ji za a tattauna da shi wato lauyansa, an ce wai ya ce ba zai tattauna da lauyansa ba. A me yasa zai ce ba zai tattauna da lauyansa ba? An tambaya to me yasa aka kama abokin shi? Suka fara kame saboda babu wani magana mai muhimmanci da za su iya faɗa. Wannan mutumin shine wanda yake fitowa ya faɗi abin da yake damun talaka, duk da cewa talaka ya zaɓi yayi shiru ya mutu da talauci, duk da cewa talaka ya zaɓi yayi shiru a kashe shi yana ji yana gani ba tare da ya ce komai ba. Amma mutumin nan duk ruwa duk zafi, 'yan siyasa suna farautansa, 'yan iskan gari suna farautarsa, still kuma mu talakawa mu zage shi. Abin da yake faɗa a cikin kashi 100 wallahi 99 duk saboda talakawa yake yi. Amma banzaye jahilai kun zo comment section ina kuna magana ko in ba kan addini ba abin da kuka sani? Dabbobi addinin ma ba abin da kuka sani a addinin? A ina addinin ka yace kai wa mutum mummunan fata? An ce kai kyakkyawan zato wa mutum, sa'annan kuma kai fatan kairi wa mutum. Amma jahilai ku zo comment section ina kuna ga magana banza? Na sa ku kuma comment ne ko na sa ku kalli page ina ku yi blocking dina mana? Me yasa aka ce ai blocking? Ku yi blocking mana. Bawan Allah nan mahaifiyarsa ba ta da lafiya a gabansa, wace uwa ce za ta tsaya tana kallo a daki ɗanta a gabanta. A gaban mahaifiyarsa aka dake shi aka ture ta ba ta da lafiya, yanzu haka tana cikin wani irin hali. Shi wannan bawan Allah Verydarkman akan al'umma kullun rayuwarsa ta ƙare. Kuna wani maganan ku kwana-kwanan nan ba tare da ya wasu watanni ba, 'yan arewa yaran da aka ɗauka ana safarar su wallahi da sa hannunsa aka kwato su, kuma 'yan arewa ne musulmai ba Christian ba. Aka kamo su amma saboda me? Saboda mu 'yan arewa duk wani abu bai shafe mu ba, ba mu sa baki, ba wanda ya gani. Lokacin da yaran nan suke prison wanda aka yi protest aka fito da su, waye sanadiyan dago case din? Ba shi bane? Watansu nawa suna kullewa ma ya tuna da su, ba wanda ya tuna da su. Daga manyan mu har bloggers din mu kuma an san an kama, babu state inda ba a kame ba. Gwamnonin mu shiru suka yi, amma mutumin nan ne ya je ya kwakulo wannan maganganun, aka gano cewa yaran nan suna kulle, aka fito da su aka nema musu yanci, har muka daga murya. Yanzu ƴaƴan nan sun fito, sauran manyan da aka ce ba a fito da su ba suna prison saboda me? Bai daga murya ba, kowa yayi shiru. Amma banza kun fito kuna ce mana wani maganar addini. Idan addini ne ka fara gyara addinin ka mana kafin nan. Kai musulmi ne ka tsaya kana zagin dan izala, kana zagin ɗan ɗarika, kana zagin wanda ya yarda da Qur'ani. A hakan wai kai musulmi ne? Annabi ce mana duk wanda ya yarda da kalmar shahada musulmi ne, no matter what. Amma banza ya sau addinin ma ba ku sani ba, ku zo kuna wani gaggawa mutum magana comment section. Ni ma raina yana ɓaci fa. Kowa ɗan iskan nan ne kawai ya zaɓi ya shiru ne saboda baya son tashin hankali, saboda duniyar samun me ƙararre ne. Duka yanzu zaka kwanta da mutum gobe ya mutu, yanzu zaka hira da mutum gobe ya mutu, yanzu zaku yi chat da mutum gobe ya mutu. Wannan dalilin ne yasa kowa yake so ya zauna lafiya, ba wai dan baya son tashin hankali bane. Ni ma yarinya ce da jinin kuruciya a jikina, ina ji da wannan haukan. Amma kun zo comment section kuna ga banzan magana? Banza ya shashasha marasa tunani. To duk wanda ba zai iya kallon videos dina ba, kai blocking dina. Kai blocking dina. Saboda kun ga akan VDM, akan Verydarkman, idan ya tashi mu fito, wallahi za mu fito. Idan ya tashi mimi, za mu yi. Saboda wannan bawan Allah. Saboda babu wani wanda yake fitowa ya tsaya wa talaka a Najeriya idan ba shi ba. Dan haka ku kiyaye ni.